The Marvel Cinematic Universe features a group of iconic heroes who put their lives on the line for people and the Earth. But sometimes the Marvel juggernaut goes too far. There was a time when they tried to go too far with their opponents and their relationships with other superheroes. So let's analyze these scenes where Marvel has gone too far. Peter Parker trying to make himself forgotten by the world. At the start of Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker faces some of the most difficult situations he's ever been in. Revealed as Spider-Man and accused of murdering Mysterio, he and his friends faced intense hostility, even after his charges were dropped. To remedy this, Parker asked Doctor Strange to cast the spell that made people forget Spider-Man's true identity. It goes awry, prolonging the movie's events and putting countless people in danger. However, even if it goes perfectly, Parker still wants to change the memories of most people on Earth without their permission, a serious violation for billions of people. Peter Quill attacking Thanos on Titan. One of the most infamous decisions made in any of the Marvel movies is to appear in Avengers Infinity War. The combined plan of the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy worked, and they managed to stop Thanos. As Tony Stark and Peter Parker managed to remove the Infinity Gauntlet, Peter Quill asked Thanos about Gamora's location. When Nebula realized Gamora was dead, Quill grabbed him and attacked Thanos. His attacks have no effect, but break the effect holding Thanos back and allow him to regain the gauntlet. While Quill's anger is understandable, his chances of having Thanos mop the floor with the heroes and get the Time Stone are less so. Tony Stark trying to kill Bucky Barnes. Tony Stark is another superhero who's grieving the death of his parents. The entire plan of Zemo Captain America Civil War is about revealing a simple truth to Tony, that Bucky Barnes killed his parents when he was brainwashed into a Winter Soldier. As Tony found out, he was unlucky to be within walking distance of Barnes and Steve Rogers. The movie makes it clear that Tony isn't thinking clearly, and he's gone too far in trying to kill a man who has no choice but to kill his parents. Thanos is trying to destroy and rebuild the universe. Even after his death at the start of Avengers Endgame, Thanos attempts to intimidate the heroes as they attempt to undo the massive human damage he has inflicted. After learning of his future partner's death and the Avengers' plans, Thanos concluded that his original plan was no longer working and needed to be adjusted. Wanda Maximoff created the Hexagon. WandaVision's main theme is that unresolved pain and trauma harm the person experiencing it and those around them. As the central character of WandaVision, Wanda is certainly sympathetic, only doing what she does to suppress the pain. In doing so, however, she imposes it on those around her and holds them captive. It takes the whole story for Wanda to realize how far she has come and free the inhabitants of Westview. Howard and Beverly's uncomfortable intimate scene in Howard the Duck. The scene depicts Beverly, Leah Thompson, and Howard in bed together, with the former character engaging in sensual foreplay with the otherworldly chicken. At one point, Beverly exclaims about Howard's irresistible animal magnetism, causing a plume of feathers to rise above Howard's head. A visual metaphor for an erection is not something you usually see in a superhero movie. Although Beverly meant to joke around with Howard to some extent, the close relationship between the two characters still makes for an extremely difficult scene to play out. Having more superhero movies for gender awareness isn't necessarily bad, but it doesn't have to be. Anything but. Killmonger is trying to start a world war. Black Panther's Killmonger remains one of the most engaging and likable villains the Marvel Cinematic Universe has ever seen, and one of the reasons no one in the universe can disagree with his goals. Once upon the throne of Wakanda, Killmonger sought to give Wakanda weapons to people of African descent worldwide, empowering them to fight oppression. T'Challa reached a similar conclusion in the film's third act, realizing that Wakanda was wrong to embrace isolationism and allow the abuse of Africans around the world. Yelena Belova is trying to kill Clint Barton. Although Kingpin and Eleanor Lopez are the ultimate Hawkeye villains, one of the biggest threats to Clint Barton's life comes from Yelena Belova. After the Black Widow post-production scene, Belova immediately accepted a contract with Barton, wanting to avenge the death of her sister, Natasha Romanoff. If Hawkeye is responsible for Romanoff's death, as Belova believes, his intentions are understandable, if not justifiable. However, Belova acts on false information without knowing that Natasha sacrificed herself for Barton. When she learned the truth, she decided to let Barton live. Too many death scenes of Christine Palmer in What If. The partial episode of What If, titled What If Doctor Strange Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands, completely reimagines the moment Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, lost the use of his hands in a car accident. Against that backdrop, that same accident didn't cost Strange his hands, but cost him his love, Christine Palmer, Rachel McAdams. In this dimension, Strange turned to magic in hopes of resurrecting Palmer. One outcome of this plot involves a variant of Strange switching to darker forms of magic after repeatedly failing to save Palmer during time travel. Icarus and Cersei's intimate scene in Eternals. The most annoying couple, according to MCU fans in history, the Cersei and Icarus couple was so awkwardly coerced that Eternals had to show sex between the two to prove they love each other. These two are said to have known each other for 5,000 years, but surprisingly, they have no basis of trust. Their relationship turns toxic when we learn that Icarus left Cersei because he couldn't tell her the truth about their mission to let Earth be destroyed. Spider-Man stalking in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield, after remembering his promise to the current deceased, George Stacy, Dennis Leary, decides to remove his girlfriend, Gwen Stacy, Emma Stone, from the dangerous life of superheroes. He continues to watch the unconscious Gwen in her Spider-Man disguise. Parker's penchant for bullying symbolizes a lot of trouble in this Spider-Man incarnation. Chief among these is how the Fantastic Spider-Man films treat the women in Parker's life as objects, not as people, while Parker behaves extremely annoyed. Doctor Strange's zombie resurrection. Using the power of the Darkhold, Doctor Strange traveled to his universe from a ravaged dimension to help America Chavez. In doing so, he lives in the dead body of Defender Strange, colloquially also known as Zombie Strange. Zombie Strange has already begun to rot in the movie, damaged in battle and dead for a while. By the time Strange took up residence in the body and attached the cursed coat to his transformed body, he was incredibly powerful and terrifying. Thanos is trying to wipe out half of life. The final villain of the first MCU story, Thanos, appeared in the Avengers Infinity War to collect the Infinity Stones. Not for power or evil, but for doing what he sees as the only viable option to save the universe. Worried about the exponential growth of life and the limited resources available, he believes that only killing half of life can save the other half. Finding a way to preserve life in the universe is a noble goal, but few would agree that Thanos is doing it the right way. When Thanos achieved his goal, all he achieved was to create a stagnant, depressed universe that couldn't move forward after losing trillions of dollars. Did we miss any other important scenes? What are the other scenes where Marvel went too far? Let us know in the comment box. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button for more. See you soon.